Well, welcome back, you beautiful spuds. Look, my video today is one of probably no one's going to want to listen to. I'm just kind of feeling nostalgic, and I was wanting to share with you because I just got the opportunity to play this wonderful game again.
Welcome to ancient Egypt, land of the pharaohs. Here you'll participate in the history of one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever seen. In an epic story that spans more than 15 centuries and 24 generations. You must lead one family, generation by generation, from its earliest beginnings in Egyptian prehistory, through the dawn of civilization, to the establishment of a unique and powerful empire and beyond. Our story begins more than 5,000 years ago, along the banks of the Nile River in an area known as Nut. Here, a small confederacy of clans struggles to eke out an existence in the harsh environment. With you at its head, your family leads this small settlement.
Oh my goodness, so back in the day, so hold on, let me get my coffee. Back in the day, this was the shit, at least for me. I have no clue if any other person ever played this game. I'm hoping that other people played it. Clearly they had to have, because this current version that I'm playing was remade, I could be getting this wrong, in like 2014 or something. The original game, as far as I know, came out in like 97, 98, 99. I got it. It was one of the first of 3 computer games that I ever had the joy of playing. And it's really, I would say, a staple of my childhood growing up was the Pharaoh city building game, StarCraft, and Age of Empires. Original Age of Empires. And I would have to say that Age of Empires is the first of the first RTS or computer game, just in general, that I ever played. I remember my sister's boyfriend having a computer. We went over to visit, and down in his basement, well, I say basement, but it was like a fully furnished, I think it was one of those like 2-story houses where the first floor is kind of like the basement, because like the original floor you enter on is at like a landing where you can go up or go down. And so, like, the main floor is technically the second floor, and then the bottom part is kind of like the basement / downstairs floor. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. And I could be remembering that their floor plan wrong too. This is just my memory. It could be wrong. We got people out here going on and on about these Mandela effects of, how do I even know? My memory is wrong, and other people agree with me, so that must mean it changed. So maybe I don't remember exactly what the person's house looked like. I wasn't really paying attention to that. My big concern was the game, and I remember getting to go downstairs, get on his computer. I didn't get to play for long. I don't even know if I got to play. I think I did. I might have just gotten to watch. And I got to watch that little bitty guy walking into the sea of black, revealing the map, finding a lion, and the lion attacking him, and he dies in a little pool of blood. And it just was so exciting. And so that was the first video game. First RTS I ever experienced. And of course, when I finally was when my dad got a computer, which here's a computer you don't hear about anymore, a Gateway computer. Logo had a freaking cow for its logo, the black and white spot. I don't know why. I think that computer too was expensive. Like, I have bought computers that are 100 times. My phone is 100 times better than that computer was. And damn, if that computer did not cost my dad like $2,000+ in 1998, 1999, whenever he got it.
Well done. By filling your people's bellies with nourishing food and protecting their homes from fire and collapse, you have helped this fledgling civilization take its first step on the long road of history. After many years and the passing of a generation, your family has resettled in the area of Inis, in Upper Egypt. Here, a small band of local rulers is attempting to extend its influence over Lower Egypt and all lands along the River Nile, and to unite this realm under its own house with one supreme leader. Establishing Thinis as a thriving city like nothing ever seen before will prove the worthiness of the Thinite Confederacy and help them gain supremacy over Lower Egypt and the other factions vying for power. In time, this will mean providing the population with entertainment and building wonderful temples to worship the region's patron deity. To build a city this grand will require a substantial supply of cash. You'll find rich deposits of gold ore in Thinis, and harvesting them should be your first priority.
I had a couple silly games. Like, they used to make these games, I'm not even going to look it up, but like they almost were like picture color books. All it really was is, I say like a picture book. Like, you clicked on it and it would load it up, and it was almost like a paint document, but it had all these like digital stickers, and then you could generate these like one of 8 different backgrounds, and then after the background went on, you could grab your stickers and you could move them, and it was basically like an early man's like Adobe Photoshop, but it was just a little program. I love, if you have made it this far and you have heard this and you know what I'm talking about, please let me know what it was called. Give me something that I can Google, because I would love to know. I just feel like that would be such a wild rabbit hole. And maybe I'm just lazy. I feel like Googling that is going to be so hard. So if you know, that would be amazing. Please hit me up in the comments. Tell me if you know what I'm talking about. And I had some other games, like, gosh, I mean, I guess it's still on Windows and other games, but like Pinball, the little built-in pinball game, that was amazing. And of course, you had the Solitaire. Well, I'm going to be honest, I didn't play Solitaire that much. I think they still include Solitaire on like all of the computers. Don't quote me on that though. I don't think, when I got my laptop, I'd have to look. I don't think I've ever seen Solitaire on my laptop. And I don't know if I have it on my PC that I have. Though my PC has been pieced together, and so it's not like something store-bought. I've had to put everything on it. Well, somebody else put everything on it. I'm about to start modifying it, because it's now officially mine. It was originally a borrow, and well, I guess it's still in transit. I have to give some crisp $100 bills to my friend's kid, and then it's technically officially mine. Even though unofficially, I think it's been mine now for a while. I just haven't stamped the pressed seal on it saying that it's my property. But as soon as I see him again, I'm gonna put those crisp $100 bills in that boy's hand, and officially, this bad boy will be mine. And then I'm going to start doing some stuff to it. Not much. It still has, actually, you can, if I haven't blocked it out, all of the footage you're seeing is on that computer. And it doesn't, I need to get an official Windows for it, because I don't even understand. I think he paid for the Windows, but I think it just keeps asking for his information to like make it registered. And he either doesn't remember it or he's just never given it to me. Needless to say, I'm just going to get my own. I'm probably going to get Windows 11 and update this. So that logo should be going away here soon. Well, not for this video. But yeah, so I've talked about everything but this game. Pharaoh. Oh my goodness. This game, this city building game, it basically looked like this for the 98, 99 version. They've changed some stuff, but they haven't really changed a lot. I didn't realize just how the controls were, though. The more I've been doing it, the more I'm kind of having a divide. I think they've changed how the controls on the side work for like buildings. I don't remember, and again, I haven't Googled anything, so I don't know.
Excellent! You have built the first true city in this unforgiving land, providing for your citizens' corporal and spiritual needs, and have helped the Thinite Confederacy unify the divided land. The Thinite nobles still struggle to unite the lands of the Nile under one supreme ruler. To aid them in their cause, it is hoped that you will endeavor to establish a thriving community at Perwadget, in the humid delta region of Lower Egypt, thus spreading their influence throughout the length of the sacred river. To support a population larger than that of a village, you must learn to use agriculture. Egyptian farmers have begun to exploit the rich, fertile soil deposited by the annual inundation of the Nile River for growing crops. The Nile can be hazardous, however. Many dangers lurk along its banks and in its waters, such as deadly crocodiles, hippopotamuses, and malaria-carrying mosquitoes.
What all they changed from this updated version that's compatible with modern computers from the 99, 98 version. But I'm going to be honest, I could this could be exactly the way it is and I just don't remember. But I definitely find, at least in this, it seems to have a little bit more life hacks, a little bit more easy living modifications that just, it really didn't add a whole lot. Like, I would say the game is 90% the original game. It might be 97% the original game with just a couple extra screens or prompts. Like, I don't ever think buildings could be clicked to actually look at them. But now that I say that, I feel like you could click on the building, and I think it did give information. But it was definitely like the artwork now seems more modernized. I definitely don't think they had artwork. I think it was just text. And I definitely don't remember it giving as much information as they do now. They really do, like, each building will now tell you how the architect is, and is there a chance of fire, is there crime in the area. I could be wrong, but I don't remember any of that. I remember the ability to put like an overlay, and it would show you these little pillars with the color, and it would show you how your distribution was for water, and your city was being patrolled by firemen, your dentist, your mortuary, and then it would show you all of that. And then if it was bad, it would turn red or yellow and be like, hey, you need to either build something closer by, or you need to change your road or do something, because this is these are your watch areas. And this has that, but I don't ever remember there having actual where you can click on stuff and it just tells you the status of it. Definitely has to be different, which is good. Like, I'm glad that they didn't change a lot. It's still the original game with a couple life improvements. Get me a drink of my coffee. But yeah, I'm just I'm gonna patch this together. I didn't want this video to be too long. I definitely am showing you the highlights of what I was doing. It's been a long time for me to show my age. I haven't probably played this game since I was a kid in my parents' house, probably back in like 2000. Was it even 2000? Yes, it would have been. Maybe. I feel like my computer usage dropped when the Xbox came out. I remember I used to play a lot of RTSs, StarCraft, Age of Empires. I had a Bejeweled game on my computer. I had...
Superb. Your own citizens are beginning to look to you as their caretaker, and neighboring cities also hail you as a provider in times of need. As the people who live along the Nile still struggle to survive in this harsh environment, a local king named Narmer has risen to power. Though Narmer has dominion over much of this land, full unification of the twin kingdoms has yet to be achieved. In commemoration of his accession, Narmer wishes your family to establish and govern a new city at Nekhen. This city will have temples to many of the gods of Egypt and numerous places of entertainment.
Gosh, Morrowind. Though I always had problems playing Morrowind. A lot of the times I would play it on my cousin's computer because I could break it real easily, especially the way Morrowind was. And I'm gonna admit, we did tricksy stuff on the old Morrowind system to cheat, and the game already was having a hard time loading. And so when I would add in cheats and I would do stuff, I found that I would have to go back to old saves constantly having to, I made sure that I saved all the time because I knew one of my saves, I was like, if I save this, there's a chance I'm going to have to go back to another save because this thing's going to crash, and then when I go to reload it, that save's gone. Not gone, but it's going to be corrupted. I'm not going to be able to use it again, so might as well just keep, so I would make saves all the time. I ended up playing it. I played Morrowind a lot on my computer. But I was always having problems, and then I used to do my own modifications, and I was real bad. They'd teach me how to put in RAM, they'd teach me how to do this and that, and then I'd go to do it, and my freaking chunky, clumsy fingers, I'd try to put in the new RAM, and I think the one time I chipped the RAM, I think I chipped the motherboard, and so I was constantly always having to, repair my computer, because I'd break I'd start doing it myself, and next thing I know, I'm replacing half my computer because I broke the damn thing. The only good thing is I was never actually buying anything really high priced because at the time, my uncle, he was really into computers, so he was just buying parts and computers. He'd just buy another computer every other time he come back from truck driving. And so he'd be messing around. No one taught him. He never went to school. He just loved the idea of computers, and he was like, I'm just gonna buy. I have lots of money. I'm gonna buy all these computers and just learn how to take them apart and do them myself. And so when I had come down and I hung out with my cousin, and I hung out with my uncle, and I'd watch him, and I got a lot of pieces because there would be many times he had extra parts, and so sometimes he'd give them to me for free, sometimes I'd have to do some chores or do something from my memory, I'd do whatever, I'd get some pieces, or he'd give me a sweet deal, and then I'd fix my computer. Though I found out real quick, I just stopped messing with doing my own computer, and I would just, when I get the part, I'd just tell my cousin, or I'd tell my uncle, can you put this in for me? Because if I do it, I'm going to break the damn thing. So it became very apparent very quick that I should not touch any of the working pieces inside the computer if you want to continue to work, if you want the computer to continue to work. Just can't do it. But yeah, I remember spending so much time on this Pharaoh game. And what I think is so amazing to me is when I downloaded it, I was met with the fact that the new, I don't know about the 98 version, but this current version was a whole whopping 1.7 gigabyte entire game. And that, if that doesn't show you the age of the game, even updated, even made for the ability to play on a modern system, the amount that we have progressed alone in just graphics and what a game has and can do is just amazing. This game, I spent hundreds and hundreds of my hours of my just summer vacation and just my adolescent years. I spent so many, I can't even quantify with my adult perspective because I have so many things I have to do now. This was a time in my life where I could turn on the computer, and from the moment I woke up till the moment I went to sleep, unless I had to do a chore or I needed to stop for lunch or dinner or to go to the bathroom, my whole life was in my room playing a video game or a game on my Sega or a game on my Xbox. And at this point of what I'm telling you, when I was on here, I played so much Age of Empires, so much StarCraft. Oh my goodness, StarCraft I played. I think it was my transition because I loved Age of Empire. I played Age of Empires religiously. And then the technology of StarCraft, of the futuristic sci-fi of soldiers that have guns, and you have the ships that can actually lift off, and you're fighting these bug xenomorph creatures called the Zerg, and then you got the high-tech Protoss robots that don't actually really believe in machine guns or even energy pistols. They literally are melee characters with these like laser beam arm blade. But then when they die, then they just take their fallen soldiers, cram them back into robot machines, and then those they strap like plasma cannons to. And while in life they were all about like being like almost a predator. The Protoss use all this they have shields, they have all this high technology, but they're gonna like they kill you with their hand. Like they don't just use it, but then once you're a fallen soldier, they just cram your ass into a robot suit, give you a gun, and you're like, look, you're kind of dilapidated, but we're hooked you up, we're pumping some fluid into you. You get out there, soldier. Stay golden, pony boy. You know, StarCraft was so fun. But yeah, Pharaoh was an amazing game. I remember playing this and just having the ability to build an Egyptian city was just cool. I remember studying so much about Egyptian history. I remember really getting into it, really enjoying the game, and really having no clue what the heck I was doing. I remember failing constantly, building cities wrong, building this wrong, doing this wrong, not understanding. I remember actually going into the game system, into their actual subfolders, and changing, because as far as I remember, there was no cheat codes for the game. But you could go into its actual like DOS file, into its like notebook file, and you could change the values of certain items in the game to make your city like level up without requiring a high number. And I remember cheating constantly, not in the beginning, but I remember, weirdly enough, I don't think I ever made it past like the 15th mission, 16th mission. I think I always just kept restarting, or I beat the game and then I just keep playing, because you always had the option to go to the next mission or continue that game that you just kept playing. And I don't know why, but I was looking through the actual games of like every single mission, and I'm pretty sure that there's like 40 missions, maybe more in this, and I don't think I made it past 16 as a child, which is sad, because I have to have like a lot of hours on this, I can't even quantify, like it has to be an ungodly amount, because I'm up to like 500 hours? I don't even know, I'm blanking now on, I think it's like 500. I must have been at like 2,000, 5,000 hours on this game. And to think, I must have failed a lot. And I think I did. I think I would always overspend, and then my budget, I'd never make enough money. But it was such a fun game. I'm enjoying getting to see this again. I would love in the comments if you have your own game that's you think no one's ever heard of, because I feel like no one's ever heard this game. It was such a classic to me. I love this. Just being able to, I don't have any footage in this video, but you know, you can actually build some of the monuments, you can build the pyramids, and that just always so fun, getting the little workers to build the pyramid, and like, it was so good. I don't know if anyone's still listening. I'm just kind of rambling. This was just me sharing what I've been doing. I'm eventually going to still release the next part of the Avowed series. I really just don't have time, and that's not an excuse, but I just don't. I keep living life, and I sit down, and I don't ever get to sit down for very long, and when I do, I get distracted and I do something new, or I try to sit down and I start working on a video, or I start doing something, and as soon as I'm starting that, I have to immediately quit and do something else for whatever reason or not.
Well done. Thanks to your capable leadership, Egyptian civilization has advanced considerably and will continue to do so in the coming decades.
That's what happens when this isn't a full-time job. This is just a part-time, fun thing that I just throw out there to the world, and hopefully you beautiful spud, if you're still here listening, thanks so much for floating with me. Thanks so much for listening to this silly big spud, just, I don't know, I feel like I'm just, I'm in the sea of just the huge internet, and I'm just talking, and there's probably no one listening. And that's okay. I like the sound of my voice. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I'm not a little bit conceited. I like me. It's taken me a long time to like me. And here's a little spiel off. When I was younger, when I was playing this game, I don't know if I liked me. I used games, I used movies, I used a lot of things to try to find happiness, to try to hide behind my true feelings, and I don't really have a great, this could work for you because it worked for me, because I feel it's one of those anticlimactic things to say, and it's easier to say than to do, but you have to not care what other people are saying about you, thinking about you, what other people are about. People, you should never exclude yourself from people. People are the worst in drama, and that includes us. They're the worst in the ability to socialize. People will always cause drama. You will always cause drama. The more people around, the more things will happen. But for yourself, if you don't love yourself, if you can't find your own inner peace and understand this is who I am. Now, that doesn't mean if who you are is a little asshole. I'm going to tell you right now, I, growing up, was a little asshole. I had, and still have, many tendencies and quirks and aspects about myself that need to be improved. Humans always need to look for improvement. There is none that are like that. I mean, not to lose anyone, but just for me, the only one that was ever perfect was my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, good old JC. But without getting into that, if no one cares about that, because, that's always a hot topic, believe whatever you want to believe. But I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about you loving yourself for who you are. Always know that you should always try to be the best version of yourself, but you can't not be you. No matter what, you're always you. So don't ever stop and try to hide yourself. I see that just happen. For me, that was a big thing. You don't want people, you have to pretend to be something that you think everyone else wants you to be. And like I said, be the best version of yourself. There's always stuff you can change. There's always stuff you can do better. But what I'm saying is ultimately, no matter how much you improve, no matter how much, you're still going to be you. So don't ever lose yourself. Don't be something you can't be. Be you, and then love yourself for you. You are unique. You are special. There is no one like you, no matter, even in the sea of me talking, and there's millions, billions, trillions, there are trillions of people have lived. No. But you know what I'm saying. There's so many people. I'm losing myself here. I'm getting all, I'm saying without thinking, but there's so many people, and you can always downgrade yourself and think, well, I'm nothing special. There's so many more people that are better than me, smarter than me, more likable than me. I'm nobody. I'm nothing. Don't ever let that get into your head. Just know that no matter how maybe ordinary you may seem or how overlooked you may be, you are unique, and there has never been anyone like you before. There will never be anyone like you again. You are a special spud, and if you didn't tell yourself that today, at least I told you that today. So once you can embrace and love yourself, then you can start understanding that you don't have to worry about what other people think about you. You don't have to worry if other people love you or like you. Not everyone is, and that's okay. Now, you need to have a support group. You do need to find people. Don't put yourself in a box where if there are people that don't like you, you're like, well, I can't trust people. They're just going to hurt me. No, put yourself out there. Find people. There are always going to be people in your life that care about you. And once they know who you are, they're going to like you for you. You just got to be willing to get out there. I just realized none of this has anything to do with my Pharaoh game. So maybe you just needed to hear that. Maybe I needed to say it. Regardless, I think I'm done wasting all of our time, but I always say this. I really do. If you're still here, I always would like that if you float with me down this potato stream, that when you leave, you're in a better mood than when you got here. Because if you don't leave in a better mood than when you got here, I 100% don't object. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere where you can leave in a better mood. Because if I'm not doing it, if I'm just boring you, dude, get out of here. Live your life. Do something fun. Find somebody who's more inspirational than me. I'm just a big old spud, just a dude, just telling you about stuff that I'm thinking about. All right. I think my coffee's almost out. I'm running out of words to say. So let's just stop there. Look, you beautiful spud. I hope you have a great day. Wait, oh, hold on. Good coffee. No. Have a wonderful day. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.